Hi, everybody, and good evening, and welcome back to Story Reckless. My name is Nathan. I will be your DM tonight, and I use he, him pronouns. I'll pass it off to our players to do their intros.
I'm Claire. Pronouns are they, them, playing Quidam.
And I am Olive. My pronouns are they, she, and I am playing Lovelace Centaur Barbarian. And I keep picking up, small jobs. And tonight is apparently blackmailing small business owners. So let's do it.
Small business. This guy owns the biggest slaughterhouse in Baldur's Gate, so all right, well, let's do a quick recap and jump right back into the story. I guess maybe I'm just realizing you were referring to Guthmir's and...
Yeah, slightly smaller, definitely black.
You're right.
It's happened more than once now, though.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I have I'll do the recap, I swear, but I just have the immediate thing on my head, on my brain right now. So last time, as Quidam and Lovelace continued through Baldur's Gate, trying to find out the whereabouts of this slithering tracker that has been slowly but surely killing various residents throughout their community. They cashed in their favor from Guthmir, from Livian Guthmir, the patriarch that they saved. She was doing some shady stuff with the troll and using it for meat. But nevertheless, you basically blackmailed her and told her, hey, we won't tell anyone about the awful, terrible things that you did if you give us some money. And they got a bunch of gold. And
Large amount.
And used it to good effect to head on over to the magic shop within Baldur's Gate. I, for the life of me, cannot remember the name. I just know it has menagerie in it. Or no, that's a different place. Sundries. Sorceress Sundries, I believe. And you bought a Dust of Dryness, which will hopefully aid you if you ever find the slithering tracker. It should be able to dispatch it quite effectively. After this, Lovelace met up with Otto, the poor scared butcher at Hamhawk Slaughterhouse, and he revealed a bit of juicy information that Tristan was having an affair with Beatrice, this elusive woman that you have yet to find. And he also told you about some new employees that have been showing up at Hamhawks, one of which the accountant, a very creepy half-elf with a strange book that he carries around. So you decided to go and confront Pask Dlusker, the owner of Hamhawks, directly to see if you could speak with the accountant. He agreed to an extent, brought you back into his office, sat you down, looked you in the eye, and he said, both of you need to stop this. And that is where we are going to pick up today's session, today's story. Rather. So, as you both sit there, Pask in front of you, hands clasped, in his red, high-backed chair at his desk, the portrait of himself directly behind him, looking at the two of you. We've been through so much here, have lost so much. Can't have you going around interrogating my staff and shining a bad light on my place of business. We are dealing with great tragedy here.
If I may point out, that is the exact opposite of what you said yesterday when you told us that we were welcome to come back and interview any of your employees.
Well, I was hoping that you wouldn't need to speak with Jameis. I know that he has a bad reputation, and I was worried that something like this might happen. Tell me, how'd you find out about him? you don't mind me asking.
We've been asking questions. We've been asking you questions. He came up as one of your employees. Frankly, it would be nice to speak to the other two that have been out front as well.
You're welcome to speak with them. Jameis. Jameis and I grew up together, and this was a bit of a favor. I know that he doesn't come across well with others.
We have yet to meet this gentleman. You seem to be I don't know, Lightless Lantern, his name? Is there a problem?
I just don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Certainly.
And you poking around with these questions and bringing to light one of my employees who wishes to keep things to himself. I just don't want the public to get any wrong ideas about my business.
I mean, I appreciate your concern for Jameis's privacy, but you have to understand, there's not a lot of good choices for us in this position now. We can either speak to Jameis, dealing with whatever sorts of eccentricities he might have, or we could go back to the healer's crew with what we've learned, which is frankly rather concerning, that people in proximity to your shop are dying violently. That's also not going to be good for business.
No, it's not.
I look over at Lovelace. Yeah, I think I just kind of cock my eyebrow and incline my head towards Master Delusker. Spread my hands. Could Lovelace make an insight check?
Sure. To
I
try
never
to
requested-
read what it is that
Yeah.
you are doing.
Read
Okay.
your body language, because I have
Sure.
no idea as a player.
Go,
what you're
Okay,
talking
okay, go ahead, Lovelace.
about. Insight.
Oh, am I in the room? Hold on, let me. Sorry.
I
right.
am in the room. I double checked today. Insight
Okay.
is +2.
Yep, I got the
Here it
rolls up.
comes. Grand total of 5.
You know, I mean, yeah, you don't know what Quidam's trying to get at.
So what's it going to be, Master Delusker?
I would say the two of you need to be careful about what you say to others.
That certainly makes sense. I have no wish to spread false rumors or to make people unduly concerned about the goings on here.
If I may ask, what did you discover over at the Guthmeres? Seemed to be quite a commotion.
For somebody so concerned with privacy of what might be going on behind closed doors, I don't know if it would be right to disclose that. We are
course.
discreet.
Of course. I expect you to remain that way.
There is one other option. I think we could all three lay all our cards on the table and discuss frankly what we all have been dancing around this entire conversation as an option.
I'm listening.
Lovelace?
Follow your lead, Quidam, as always.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth. I
Okay.
am going to try and resist my own spell.
Okay.
So that's, I believe, a Wisdom save. No, Charisma save.
Charisma save. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, that's a flat 20 for Lovelace. I'm also going to try to resist it. Kuchu, that's a flat 10.
I don't think you
I'm a
resist
truth
it.
God, why does this keep happening? Lots
So
of zones.
a charisma save. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I rolled an 18, so I
you-
saved.
Okay. Let's see here.
Well, if we don't know whether or not he passes,
Yeah,
doesn't do us
I
any
do.
more good.
You will
Oh, you
know?
do?
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
The caster will know. Okay. For some reason this is being done. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so you don't know Lovelace. You cast the spell. I guess I should have made that roll public to the two of you, but...
I think you did. I see a 19 sitting there.
Oh, you
in the
do
chat.
see it?
I do
Oh,
see a 19.
there you go. So you cast the spell, Quidam.
Heard it. Okay.
Feel this kind of wave pass over you, and you are able to not let it take hold. And you see him suddenly stiffen and look towards the two of you. Now, Quidam, I thought there was trust here, and that you were going to be telling me something, laying your cards on the table. No need for that sort of magic.
Well, I find that it's easier to have trust in folks when there is evidence that they are being trustworthy. Otherwise, you're just going off of faith. And faith is a lot more precarious than trust.
Well, here we are. Do you wish to tell me something or not?
I do. I also know that you resisted that. And so I have lost a fair bit of trust in you already.
What do you need to tell me?
We need to speak with Jameis. I'm frankly just fine if you're present. We need to speak to him about the murders that have been happening, that we believe that you have been involved in. And now I'm starting to believe that he has been involved in as well.
Very well. Stands up. Please, wait here.
No, I think I'd like to come with you.
No, you will wait here, and I will be bringing him to you.
Stand up and follow him.
He stops you at the door. Quidam, please.
Why?
Do you know who I am?
I do, actually. Yeah.
Do you understand the power that I have here? If it
I
comes
believe.
down to your word versus mine, how do you think that's going to go?
The thing is, Master Delusker, there are a lot more voices than just mine here.
You mean everyone outside these walls?
Not every single individual, certainly. But many people in many crews. I have friends and family. I also know the area a fair bit more intimately than you do. I know how rumors spread. I know how people connect with one another here. I get the impression it works rather differently in the upper city.
Make an intimidation check. It's gonna be...
I'm not fantastic at those, but I rolled a natural 18.
Okay.
21. 20. Wait, hold on. 22.
Fine. He turns and lets you follow. You turn immediately left, walking
I
down the
went back
hall.
over Lovelace.
Are you following Lovelace?
I guess so.
Okay. And as you're walking down the hall, you can hear the muffled screams of livestock on the other side of these big, heavy doors leading into the slaughterhouse as he walks down the hall towards a singular door. He walks up to it and gently hears some shuffled footsteps, and the door slowly opens. And Lovelace, you can see, looking through the gap in the door, this gaunt, jaundiced form, buzzed hair, yellowed at the tips, but that kind of almost unwashed white hair look, as this half-elf looks down rather towards Master Delusker. He looks and sees the two of you. Hello again, as he looks at you, Lovelace. Jameis, these two members are part of the healer's crew and are asking questions about the tragedy that has befallen our business, our little family here, and they would like to ask you some questions if you don't mind. Of course. As he steps out and shuts the door behind him.
Can I see what's
Make a
inside the room?
Make a perception check.
Can I too? Can I
Yes, you can both do that.
try? Yeah.
13.
13, okay. Ooh!
Gentleman's 20.
Gentleman's 20. Nice. Alright, let's see here. Quidam, it's a little too fast as you try to catch a glimpse. But Quidam, as you try to catch a glimpse. But Lovelace, you look in. You get just the briefest little peek as the door closes, and it looks like a small office, but it is very dark in there. There's maybe just a little bit of light, like flickering, candlelight or lamp light. It looks like all the windows have been drawn shut with curtains. And really the only other thing that you catch as the door closes, it's like the wind kind of pushes a gust of air down the hall, and you just catch a brief scent that hits your nose, and it's just very, very musty, kind of musty and stuffy, like stepping into a hot, dirty room that's full of like moth-eaten clothing. So that's about it that you're able to catch as he closes the door and steps in front of Pask down the hall. As Pask turns to the two of you, shall we return to my office for this talk, or is the hall just fine for the two of you?
Wherever you and Jameis are most comfortable, I'm sure would be sufficient.
Let's return to my office, please. As you go back in. And as he turns to face you with Jameis at his side, he just sits down and kind of gestures to the room. Pask does. Jameis looks toward you. Yes. How can I help the two of you?
Out of character, how can he help? Why are we talking to
so
him?
creepy.
So scary. Oh, I don't even know what to say to him. Like, y'all, you showed up and a bunch of murders started happening? What's up with that?
Do you say that?
No, hell
Okay,
no.
for a second I was like, wait a minute, was that Lovelace?
No, that was Olive. Like,
Okay, yeah, and that's
what
what
are
I
we
thought.
doing here?
That's what I thought, yeah.
I was also trying to figure that out.
I figured it was Olive, but just for a second I was like, maybe.
I got that zone of truth on me.
Oh, you do actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
it's only if you choose to speak, so you can
Yeah.
remain silent. Yeah.
You do
So-
have to remain to me
These
silent
are probably
under this.
in Lovelace's head.
So what do the two of you do? He's standing there before you here in Pask's office.
I take a seat and lean back in the chair, cross my legs, gesture to the other one for him because Lovelace can't sit.
Slowly sits down.
Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. I also understand that you are a very private person, and so I appreciate you perhaps coming out of your comfort zone a little bit. See, looking at Pask there?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you be willing to tell us, in your own words, your experience of how you became employed here and kind of the deaths as they happened?
Certainly. I was brought on by Pask. He provided the work for me. We've known each other for quite some time, and I needed the work. The deaths have been hard on all of us.
I understand.
But I am focused on my work.
And what work were you hired to do?
I'm good with the details of things, and I had a knack for keeping track of all of the expenses of this business. So that's why I'm here.
To keep track of details and expenses.
Yes.
I see.
Is it possible to insight check any of this?
Of course,
would
you can do
love
it at any
to.
point. Either of you.
I think he's telling the truth.
I think you might be telling the truth, too.
That's a natural 20. That's 26.
I got 9. I think he looks at my ears and it throws me off my game.
Yeah. I think he finishes that last sentence and just... And with a natural 20, oh my god. He seems weirdly excited. And the excitement jumps when he speaks of the deaths. And it feels like he wants to share something, but he can't.
Mm-hmm.
he keeps having to stop himself every time he's speaking about what it is he's supposed to do and what he does here. Like, he really wants to tell you something, but he's not.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Have you done this kind of work before?
Yes.
Who was your previous employer?
Someone within Baldur's Gate in the upper city. I can't remember.
Would love to insight check that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
go for it. Go for it.
Both answers are both options are interesting. Nope, that's a 9.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's
Both potential answers would be interesting.
yeah. I mean, he's Actually, let me see something real quick here. Okay. Yeah, he's lying. He
Oh.
was just like he was scrambling there trying to figure out what to say. And just yeah, it was clear. Like, you saw maybe this is probably why. Yeah. You saw that he kept looking at Pask, and Pask just the whole time just been looking at him. And it was like he's looking towards Pask for almost like
Direction.
yeah.
And was the lie that he had done similar work before,
The lie,
or that
yeah,
he'd done it for someone in the upper city,
yes.
or both?
Yeah, both to an extent. I mean, it seems like he was confident about the work, sort of. Like the work hasn't been an issue for him, but he never has done this before, like in this regard.
Okay.
Do you enjoy your work here, Jameis?
Yes,
Yeah?
I am so thankful to Master Delusker. I have everything that I could have hoped for. All
Such as?
I'm sorry, but what does this have to do with the case, Lovelace, that you are looking into?
Just trying to get a feel for what folks do around here.
Understood. Do you have any other questions
Yeah,
around the
ha-
disappearances?
We know that you started work here about, was it 5 months ago?
Yeah.
How did you meet Pask before that?
It. We knew each other when we were younger. Yes. I always struggled with people, and Pask met me in the lower city. He found kindness in his heart and saw the talent that I possess. And we've been friends ever since.
Is there a scrap of paper or like an envelope or something within reach of me?
It would be real rough to try to get something. I mean, like, are you trying to do it like sleight of hand, or just
No,
you just want to?
just a piece of paper.
There are papers on the desk, but they all look to have, they're all documents and ledgers. You could certainly ask though There might be something.
I think I'm just gonna take one of the ledgers, something that wouldn't be like public, or that
Okay.
didn't come out right.
I got more questions before you make a scene.
That's great. I will not be making a scene immediately.
So you're gonna grab a ledger off the desk?
And
That seems sceney.
that is fair.
It's yeah. Mm-hmm.
May I borrow a piece of paper, scrap paper?
Passes it to you.
Thank you. I'll start drawing.
Did you know Tristan well? Or Beatrice, perhaps?
I knew Tristan. Beatrice, I'm unfamiliar with. Tristan never liked me, but Pascois did.
What's been your interaction and relationship with the other employees here?
I keep to myself. Quidam, do you have any other questions? I feel we are burdening my employee here.
That's very fair. I have one more, but Lovelace, do you have any more?
Nope.
I will turn the piece of paper around and slide it towards Jameis. On it is the symbol of ball.
Okay. Why would you give me such a ghastly thing?
Curiosity.
You know, it's not polite to give someone a symbol like this.
I'm very
Usually,
aware.
it is done when you are requesting his help.
I was wondering if you could tell me anything more about him.
He's messy and chaotic. Not one to... Why are we speaking of religion right now? And why did you give this to my employee? This is a very serious thing that you've just done here, Quidam. You know how the Dead Three are viewed throughout Baldur's Gate, surely.
I know that the Dead Three are worshipped relatively unreservedly where I'm from.
Pass grabs the paper and holds it. Interesting that you were to give this, you, Quidam, gave this to one of my employees here within my place of business. Folds it up.
I'd like
This
to
could
insight
be-
check both of them
Go
for
for it.
reactions to that.
Go for it.
I'll do it too, just for fun.
22.
21.
Excellent. Both of you, very good. Let me see here.
Like clearly they've both recognized the symbol.
Yeah, I mean...
Was it, particularly for Jameis, was there any excitement, understanding seemingly on a deeper level?
So, yeah, for both of them, obviously recognition. For Jameis, not excitement, actually a bit of kind of annoyance and, like it's almost beneath him. This symbol, like why like this is a necessary thing, but is a mess. It's chaos. For Pask, I mean, he clearly recognizes it. There's a look he gives you that's almost like a okay. As he slips that paper into his pocket. I think we're done here. Remember what I said to both of you. Be careful, we don't want anyone else to get hurt or to disappear in this horrible, tragic situation that we find ourselves in. And do remember, both of you, to remember your place and where you stand on the side of those walls in relation to me. Now, if you would both... I think I need both of you to leave.
You expressed some curiosity earlier about what happened to the Guthmirs. Living Guthmir said something very similar to the two of us.
What was that?
Have a good day. Now we'll get up and go.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Oh, Quidam, as you're leaving, pulls this out. Be a shame if I were to go to the Flaming Fist with this. Tell them that one of the healer's crew came in here, threatened me, left this sheet with me.
I recognize that is within your power to do.
Keep that in mind moving forward.
I will.
Okay. He stands up and escorts you out to the front, all the way out to the front door, and stands at the top of the steps and watches as you leave. And then slowly turns. Go ahead.
I think as we head out, it's like, where are we gonna get meat now? Ain't no butcher shops left.
I do laugh at that, not caring whether we're still within earshot of Pask or not. I'm sure we'll be able to figure something out, Lovelace.
Oh, that's
Well.
a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I think get a few blocks away and cut down a side street. I'm gonna find a nice friendly wall again and just lean up against it.
Okay.
Lovelace,
Quidam.
what did we do?
I gave him a weapon to use against us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That limits our options.
Do we know anything more useful than when we went in there?
Lovelace, I think, thinks for a second. Well, Pask and Jameis are definitely hiding something.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jameis prides himself on what he does there. And I don't think that they're related to Ball, obviously. I think that that's a entirely other nest of crabs that we've stepped into.
Yeah, I think so too. Screwed up royally in there. I'm so sorry.
I liked your style of stirring the pot.
Oh God, I'm so...
But I think that route is going to be closed to us now. And we're going to have to be careful going forward, asking questions. Yeah, we gotta find Beatrice.
I agree. I agree. I'll have a question for you about strategy, I guess, moving forward.
Yep.
I feel like we could try and do this real subtle, like being more careful than we have been. It's like sneaking around, doing quiet stuff.
Mhm.
Try and genuinely avoid more attention. Now that we have eyes trained on us, of course. The other
A lot of
option,
eyes.
a lot of eyes. The other option is tell everyone what's going on. Family, friends, neighbors, crews. We could get the guild involved.
But that doesn't help us find this damn puddle.
It offers us a certain amount of protection. If we have everyone involved, well, they can't watch everyone.
Yeah. I know it's in your nature, Quidam, to try to stay safe and protect ourselves, but I think,
I don't know if that was safe or protective. What we did, what I did.
we all panic in some moments or take swings and misses. It happens. Don't worry about it. We could also try to. So I'm thinking about more kind of aggressive tactics.
Yeah.
We find more about Beatrice and Tristan. That's a hornet's nest, and we don't want to get close to Pask. So that seems dangerous and unclear of what we would do. We could try to find that person following us and see if that gives us any leads. Last resort, we could stake out autos and see if we can catch the tracker in the act.
All right. So, are you saying we don't really try and hide anything? Like, are we trying to disguise our movements?
I don't know if we can, honestly, with
Yeah, I don't know.
with a tail.
Yeah.
That might be solve a couple of our problems if we silence their eyes and maybe find another lead.
So we should move fast before one of us gets attacked.
I mean, yeah,
All right.
things are moving.
Things are moving. Autos.
Yeah, I guess we can. Maybe let's head to autos and keep an eye out for
Our friend.
friend.
Yeah.
How'd you find them before?
I was looking for people who were watching us.
All right.
I'm afraid of what we're going to find at Autos. Did you get his address?
Did I get his address?
No, but I mean, not in game, but we can say you did. Yeah. Yeah. We'll say that you found out where he lived. He told you. That's totally fine. Okay, so y'all want to head to Otto's place? It is.
Yeah.
It's within Norchapel. Yeah. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
And I think specifically we're trying to trigger a random encounter with the person following us.
As we're walking. Oh dear. You went to visit Eleanor and Beatrice's house and said it was waterlogged.
Yeah, rotten solid.
I
I didn't see any
think-
puddles though.
Yeah, but I think it might be worth going back there just for another look. Maybe even we spend the night there tonight.
I don't want to spend the night there.
No, nor do I, but I think it might be a good idea.
Why?
I find a waterlogged house,
Uh-huh.
which was the residence of an early disappearance and then the first death, to be highly suspicious.
And I guess there was a couple, like, floorboards and stuff I didn't pry up because they were gross.
Fair, fair.
I mean, we could head on there first if you wanted, just to check out the place.
I might want to check on Otto first. We're actually heading in the direction of both, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So Otto's.
Which one's first?
Yeah. Well, Otto's place will be first, a little closer to Stony Eyes, and.
I'm a little bit worried about heading straight to Otto's if Pask has eyes on us.
Oh, I figured we were just trying to move fast.
Okay, let's go fast.
Okay.
Ain't there some saying about moving fast and breaking things?
Gross. That sounds dangerous. You want to move fast and break nothing.
So yeah, you head over just to the edge of Stony Eyes and Norchapel to where Otto's residence is, and much like a lot of the other homes around here, it's this small wooden home kind of smashed in between all these other buildings, and going up to it. Yeah, so going up and knocking on the door, there's no answer. And as you are, actually, you know what I want, this makes more sense to me. So you knock on the door and let me see here. Yeah, okay. You knock on the door and it kind of opens a bit, and as you push it open and look inside,
Nathan, no!
you can see
Nathan,
that
no!
There is a small humanoid figure kind of in the center of the room there, and standing next to him is a towering Goliath, and next to them you can see another person who has purple hair that's kind of grayed at the roots.
What is Robin doing here?
And as you look in, these three individuals turn, and you can see there's Robin, List, as well as Pavu is all standing there.
Wait, they're standing. They're alive? These are people.
These are people. They're standing in the room, and they turn as you enter and kind of turn to face you. And you see the smaller figure, List, is this small goblin with these big black eyes, these kind of long gnarled fingers that are just stained black with what probably is ink. As they turn and look towards you with these big eyes, and they're kind of muttering under their breath. And Robin turns as well. Their hair, this purplish hair with kind of the graying at the roots. And as they turn, you can see they have a little bit of a limp on one side of their leg. And all of them have very grave looking faces as Pavu comes right up to both of you and kind of comes up to you, Lovelace, and grabs your hands.
We lost another one. We were coming here to collect some of his things. We found him in an alley last night. Someone did. He was, it was very early this morning. It was behind one of the taverns in Stony Eyes. Tavern keep said he was there all night when they had to tell him to leave.
And as List comes up, muttering under her breath, she comes up to the two of you.
I heard his name on my lips last night, but I didn't know who it was. Terribly sorry, didn't know that the two of you met this individual.
And Robin comes forward to you, Quidam. Have you found anything else? Any more information? Do you have any idea when this might be stopping?
We have more information. Can I see the body?
Yes, we can take you outside. It's in one of the carts that Pavu brought. And they'll take you out to the front, and you didn't quite notice as you came in, but kind of off to the side, there's a little bit of an alley there, and the cart is kind of resting there, the front end leaning down into the mud, and you can see a white linen wrapped around someone resting inside.
Oh, we was going to be taking him out to tumble down. Seems to have not had any next of kin.
What would you like to do?
Put a hand on his shoulder.
What were you saying about breaking things, Gil? I was a fool. I let him go. He was there last night. I let him just walk out, despite knowing the danger that he was in. I was hoping we could wrap it up fast enough, but I should have kept him. I should have.
It ain't your fault, Lovelace.
I mean, it is, though.
No, it's the fault of whatever's doing this, of whoever's doing this.
But we still have choices. We make choices. I put the target on his back. I spoke to him outside of work. I'm the one who made Pask or whatever silence him. I may have well killed him myself.
Not to interrupt the two of you, but we could take you to where we found the body.
I was going to ask. This is the first one not in a house. This one, they had to track him down and move fast. Maybe that means they got sloppy and left something.
Yeah.
Where'd you say this was?
It was...
I can tell you in just a second.
It was at the Gilded Rose, the tavern in North Chapel. Found him behind it in the alley.
Yeah, if you could take me there, that'd be good.
Of course.
Two separate thoughts. One, the Gilded Rose. That doesn't happen to be where the Gilded Lily does his things, is it? Or would I know?
I don't think Quidam would necessarily know. I don't know.
Okay.
Does Quidam go to taverns? Yeah.
Rarely.
You can make a history check if you want.
Oh.
But yeah, Pavu, Pavu has Robin and List lead you there while he kind of grabs the cart and kind of nods to you both and says,
I'm gonna be taking this one to tumble down, pass it off to the Gravedigger's crew.
Thank you.
Seeing you around.
he turns and... Yeah?
I guess I wanted to clarify whether or not like he was drowned in the same way, or if this was just like a mugging or something.
So yeah, it seems he had died in the same way that the others had died.
Okay. Just wanted to
Especially
confirm
after
that.
getting the details. So Robin and List, this small goblin and human, lead you into Norchapel to the Gilded Rose, this run-down tavern, kind of towards the middle of Norchapel, a little closer to Little Calimsham, and they lead you around the back, and it's still a bit kind of muddy back there, and you can see clearly there's one area where the mud's kind of been like pushed off to the side, and there's a bit of an imprint still left there, and the mud itself, as you get closer, it does have a bit of a darker tint to it, and you can see on the side of the wall there are these dark sprays kind of up on the wall of the wooden building.
I would like to comb this place.
I would also like to comb this place.
Okay. The two of you can either you can either do investigation or survival.
I would like to use my +4 survival, please.
I'm leaning that way myself.
Is there anything else we can do to like boost ability scores? There's no like taking 20 or whatever.
The only thing you can do is
I could give you guidance.
that, or you can also help somebody out and that person gets advantage. But then that person is the only one rolling. So
I mean, I have a higher bonus.
We have the same bonus.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I have already rolled.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
happy to give you guidance, though.
I would love some guidance, Quidam.
I'll
Be
give
my
you
spiritual
a hug.
advisor here.
You give Lovelace a hug. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. 1d20 plus 1d4 plus 4.
That's right.
Bang! 23!
Woo! Okay, what did you get, Quidam?
23.
What? Are you serious?
I rolled a nat 19.
Wow, both of you.
We are just like in sync.
Yes,
These,
you
like,
are.
excellent survivals.
Wow, amazing. Okay,
Maybe
I
like
mean-
different good bits of information, each of them? Or is there just like one thing to find?
different bits of information.
I'm just trying to get more.
Yeah. Of
Out of
course,
this.
of course. I mean, it's looking at this area. Quidam, both of you are able to kind of pick this up, but Quidam, as you're focusing more on the immediate details, you can see that there was some kind of struggle. Like, you can see the way the mud was pushed to the side, that whatever happened, there was a lot of thrashing involved, and you can see some splats up on the wall where it looks like the forearm and the hand were probably hitting against the side of the wood. And it almost looks like he fell down in the center of the alley and was kind of trying to get towards the building, and there's this almost like serpentine trail through the mud of thrashing leading to the side of the building. Lovelace, as you are there with Quidam and seeing Quidam follow this pattern and what happened here, this incident, something else catches your eye as you look, and you can see it is so difficult to follow with all this mud and everything being displaced, and other people have walked through here since. But there is the faintest bit of what looks to be some kind of darker discoloration of a trail. Like, there are little bits of mud puddles where it is a bit darker, where the blood has collected, and you see it leading away.
Ethan, I want to follow that.
You could.
I want to follow that.
Okay. As Quidam's back there, you start to follow this just imperceptible trail, but you're able to just make it out as it leads out of the alley, and you can see that it kind of you get little pockets, so you have to travel a bit, and then there's another one. You spot this like darker discoloration in the mud, and you get out to the main street where you're worried you've lost it, where the cobblestones are.
I am following her.
Okay.
I do not want to let her out of my sight.
Okay. Yeah, you spot Lovelace starting to leave, and you've fallen behind as Robin and Liz start following you and kind of catching up with you. Quidam, they say,
Quidam, where are you going? Do you need anything from either of us?
Could I have filled them in on everything
of course.
on our way here, like I did with Melissa and Pavu yesterday?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. How are the two of you with magical creatures that want to kill you? Or kill people? I don't know about you in particular.
Well, not to slow down the momentum, but as you start conversing with them about this, they're starting to kind of go over what experiences they have, and you are trying to keep up with Lovelace. You're able to keep Lovelace in sight as you're kind of conversing with them, following Lovelace through Norchapel. And Lovelace, you dart across the street where you see another discoloration of mud. And as you're talking with the two of them, Quidam, you find yourself starting to head towards the city, zigzagging between the buildings, working your way towards the Stony Eyes neighborhood. And the trail becomes more and more faint, Lovelace, as you go. And you're worried that you're going to lose it as you're getting deeper into Stony Eyes. And it's becoming even more difficult to follow because there are now fresh slicks of blood from some of the nearby butcher and knackery areas that have pooled into some of the muddy bits.
Nearby the butchers, you say? Really?
Mm-hmm. Weird. I know, it's odd. And Quidam, as you are speaking with the two of them, Robin says, it's sometimes we have undead that, well, within the hospital, sometimes undead will arise, but I am not suited to deal with that, unfortunately. I usually have to step out and let others deal with it.
I am blessed in a sense, but not much. Little things I can do. I'm also not the young goblin I used to be.
Fair. I'm afraid that you will get hurt if you follow us.
I'm not too worried, Quidam.
Oh, yeah, actually, are any of our names on the list for today?
Not yet.
Okay.
Regardless, though, as you're having this conversation with them, they both, if you make it clear to them that you are going towards something that's maybe a bit more dangerous, they graciously bow out and tell you that they will be going to meet up with Pavu and see if there's any support that they can lend to you in this endeavor. As you depart ways right in the Stony Eyes district near the menagerie, kind of close to your folks' place, as you're working your way past. And Lovelace, you are just keeping trained on this trail of are seeing now like where areas on the mud, it's almost like a dried slick of blood has kind of come up and over a little embankment of mud and then disappears into the wet. But as you follow it, you find yourselves eventually standing at the outskirts of the Ham Hocks slaughterhouse, and you can see that little trail leading deeper into the pens and paddocks of Ham Hocks. And at this point, you would have to essentially go over the fence and trespass to go within Hamhocks to see if it continues. And it is about 3 in the afternoon at this point, so still pretty bright daylight out.
We're doing this.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Already has.
Yeah, but it could happen to us.
Hey, our names are on the list, right?
Well, yeah, I don't know how far into the future her list goes.
I mean,
Let's
they're
do
kind
it.
of like the present.
Yep.
Okay, so what do you all want to do? I mean, so keep in mind, it's 3 o'clock, like broad daylight. This is a big complex, and you can see there are these pens with cattle and other ones with pigs, and there are still like folks, like employees, like, you know, that are walking through these spaces, moving cattle, moving pigs. Like, it's possible you could probably duck down and try to like snake between cattle to use them as cover to hide if you're trying to be stealthy about it.
Lovelace.
Yep.
You have, or you saw, sorry, I'm having 3 thoughts at once here. Clothing, uniforms. You found clothing belonging to Eleanor and.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The uniforms for Hamhocks.
Can we go grab some uniforms?
They're not gonna work for me, but they might work for you.
That's fair.
I will recognize. There's no Centaur employees, correct?
Well,
Well,
there
there was-
is.
Yeah.
There is that one person who we saw yesterday, who
Was
pulled the
a porter,
carriage.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh. No. We
and-
can't talk to them.
You said there was a porter's uniform
Yes,
in
you have
Eleanor.
a porter's uniform from Eleanor, and you have a butcher's uniform from Beatrice.
Yeah. Okay, that's a way better idea than just going in and getting caught and yelled at.
At least from a distance, we might not arouse suspicion.
Also, is there any risk of like waiting until later? Like, I think if it's hunkered down, it already has. And we know where it is now.
Well, we know where the trail leads us.
Yeah.
I think we should go grab some uniforms, come back, and try to be subtle. Which I know neither of us are good at, really. But
I am the height of discretion. Just don't give anybody symbols of ball, and I think we'll be fine.
yeah, I won't be doing that again. Don't worry.
All right, so what's the plan? You want to go grab the uniforms and try to kind of casually walk through the yard?
I hate it. I hate this.
Same, let's do it!
Okay. Okay,
We're playing this game for fun, remind me?
yeah. Okay, so you know, yeah, you go and I don't know, just we don't have to spend too much time on this, dwell on it, but I'm just curious, Lovelace, do you think you have those like in your pack and you just kind of duck behind a building, or do you think you?
Yes.
Okay, so the two of you duck behind a building. And start to take these uniforms out at 3 in the afternoon, kind of looking around.
Can we find like a public toilet or something?
That's not really a thing.
Alright.
You could hide behind a building. You could go down an alleyway. You could go to your dad's place.
I am not going to my parents' place
yeah.
right now.
We'll just say you duck behind an alley, unless you had a Lovelace. It looks like you were like.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure we weren't getting watched and to make a roll to see if we were getting watched.
Make a perception check, Lovelace, as you duck into an alley and start getting ready to change into this uniform.
I've already used up all my good rolls for tonight. 12.
Yeah, looking around carefully, getting ready.
We're clear.
You look good. You don't see anyone around. And the two of you in this alley start changing into these uniforms. It's a little tight on you, Lovelace, this porter's uniform, but it'll maybe pass from a distance. And for you, Quidam, it's very baggy. It's like not fitted very well, but I mean it's a big apron, and then there's the rest is pretty simple garb, just kind of like a maroon top and bottoms.
I will do the folding the apron up so that it is tied around my waist, and I got the little pouch in front.
Yeah, so it's kind of like okay.
Could you maybe secure those bracelets of yours?
That's an excellent question. Technically, the reason why I have disadvantage on my stealth checks is because I am wearing scale mail armor.
Scale mail armor, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Mechanically speaking.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I would say just keep it mechanically going. If you are to take off
the
bracelets, you will
then
not
my
have
AC
that
drops.
AC. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes
hopefully we're not gonna be getting into a fight here. We just go in, sprinkle a little pixie dust, and then head out.
You gonna leave it on or off?
I think I'm gonna leave him on.
Okay.
Getting caught is so much worse. Quidam.
Is it okay if I keep my emotional support bracelets?
They're gonna jangle. How many butchers do you see wearing bracelets like that? It's unsanitary.
That's true. Okay, I'll take them off.
Okay.
I'll have them in my pouch, all wrapped up in like nice
Okay.
or other clothes.
Okay. And to just to stay consistent, you know, donning and doffing armor, like to put it all back on, you won't be able to do it with one action. It's like a whole thing.
Oh, I imagine it takes me more than 6 seconds to take off and put on all those bracelets.
Yes. Okay, so sure, Lovelace, you take those. Quidam, mark your armor class down to whatever it would be without that, and the two of you strut on over to the edge of Hamhocks. What's the plan? How are you entering? And this is mechanically, this will be a deception check from both of you. If you are
Deception, not stealth.
I mean, if
I'd like to sneak. I would like to sneak.
I know, but stealth is more about your dexterity and like, you know, like getting down and staying out of sight. This is like you are in plain sight. You are deceiving. You're gonna have advantage because you have uniforms on.
Okay.
Okay? Does that seem fair?
If that's the case, I think you can keep your bracelets.
Nope, I've already committed.
Okay. All right. So this is deception at advantage. You have the uniforms on, so the DC is going to be pretty low, because you're trying to stay at a distance from other employees. You're just casually walking in with confidence, right?
Yeah, this is being confident.
Right, Lovelace, with confidence. Yep. All right, let's get those rolls. I think Quidam already rolled, so 16. Okay, let's get those for you, Lovelace. Wow.
No, those
that was the
are
previous
added together.
one. Oh, okay,
so
sorry.
this is high, so 16.
16. Okay, great. Okay. As you go up to the edge of Hamhocks, you can see there's an area where there is a little gate to enter through these. It's kind of these like narrow, pathways surrounded by paddocks, and on either side there's like various livestock, and then these like other bigger barns where they lead them in and whatnot. And as you pop open one of the gates and start going through, you can see some of the employees milling about and trying to herd cattle and pigs and sheep. And one of them does look towards you and just kind of does a quick nod and then, come on! Keeps like herding in pigs into this big barn. And no one seems to really care or notice. They're all focused on what they're doing. And as you trot along, Lovelace, you look down, trying to keep an eye on where this trail might be, and it is becoming really difficult to spot it with all of this livestock around, fresh kills, all kinds of stuff. So, what do you want to do? You can try to find the trail again. It's gonna be really difficult unless you want to try something else.
What are other options?
So your options are we'll say there's like 4 different like larger barns essentially, and it looks like that's areas where the animals themselves live. And then the actual like slaughterhouse part is towards the kind of front of this area where you know the butcher shop is. And that's where there's this like bigger structure that's like connected to the butcher shop. And you can see there's just this kind of slow, steady stream of animals that are being led down these narrow paths towards one side of the slaughterhouse itself, where they get led in to be slaughtered. So you basically have, your options are, you could go towards the slaughterhouse, you could go to one of these bigger barns where the animals are kept at night, and there's one other building at the far end that you suspect is probably like a knackery, which is where they process like, it's like for what I think it's like glue and hides and things like that. Yeah. So 4 barns, knackery, or slaughterhouse.
4 barns, knackery.
The slaughterhouse is connected to the storefront.
To the storefront, correct? Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm looking at my features and traits.
Yeah, I'm also looking. I'm not really seeing.
I mean, you can try to pick up the trail again. It's still an option. It's just going to be harder. You basically just have to redo that roll. You have to redo a survival roll and see if you can spot it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Can I aid Lovelace
Yeah,
and cast guidance again?
of course. Yeah.
So another shoulder squeeze.
so
As both of you are walking through this pathway, you can hear on either side the.
this is D20 with advantage, and then I'll roll a D4 afterwards.
Correct.
Okay,
This
here
is
goes.
Survival.
Survival, which is
Okay.
+4 for me. That's a 21 plus 4. So 25 total.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks
Very-
for that advantage, Quidam.
You're
Very-
welcome.
One of my
very
rolls
good.
was a nat 1.
Yep.
So. Okay.
Switching to the battle map. Love to see it.
So, you are able to pick up on this now very dry trail. It is so difficult to spot with all of the mess in the mud, and there's areas where at the edges of these paddocks there are areas where the mud is kind of dried, and there's little bits of vegetation that are just barely clinging to life, like little bits of grass kind of sticking up, and you spot one of these has like a dark crusty kind of stain on it and a little bit down in the dirt, and you kind of trot over towards this right at the edge of this little paddock, and you can see another patch leading towards the slaughterhouse, and as you follow this, you can see that the back of this brick building, there are 2 wooden ramps that lead up to these big heavy wooden doors. And on one of the ramps, you see there's a lot of like dried blood on it, that seems to just be like ever present. Like the wood itself has been stained by just who knows how long, countless amounts of blood trickling out onto this thing. And on either side of these ramps, there are these heavy wooden wagons. And the one with all the dried blood on it has, currently you see an employee like stacking big hides, like cow hides, into it, getting it ready to be shipped out. But you see that slightly fresher trail, it leads over towards that ramp. And you lose track of it because it's impossible to spot it on that wooden ramp, but that seems to be the direction it's headed. And it is going into the slaughterhouse.
We go.
Clip, clop, clip, clop.
Okay, what do you want to do? You want to go up that ramp where this individual's loading up hides?
Yeah. Is there a map? All of you said.
There is a map.
I have
I will
the
s-
stream minimized.
I
and
will-
I just saw some map stuff moving
I will
around.
send you over there. So give me. Oh, I just realized I did something wrong, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, let me send you on over there. So, you are. We'll say that you're coming from this angle. Does that make sense to me? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Send you to the map. Okay, you are up here.
Cool. Thank you.
So, off to the, this isn't actually oriented based on the bigger map, but I'll just use it anyways. Cardinal directions wise, off to the west there, that's like where, it looks to be kind of a temporary paddock where livestock sometimes goes. And then directly down before you, you can see, this area here seems to be leading towards, on the other side of this fence here, you can see there's just this kind of slow line of animals being led in to this ramp here. And
I think
this ramp here is the one that there's an individual right now who's just stacking things of hide up into the back.
And it is up that ramp that the trail leads.
Correct.
All right.
Just like duck down among the animals and go, go, go.
Oh, I was thinking of just walking up.
I think, is that the like ramp that people go up? That would be weird.
That's
Oh.
fair. Does it seem like it's something that people would
So
go up?
as you're so as you're kind of trying to figure this out, like slowly walking towards there, you kind of slow your pace down, moving towards that ramp. You see that the doors suddenly open up, and as they open, you're suddenly accosted with more sounds from within of squealing animals, and you see this individual coming out with like a hide kind of rolled up, and they and throw it towards this other person who catches it and then puts it in the back, and you can see that just through the doors. Go ahead and both of you make perception checks for me, because it's very like dark in there. You have this bright afternoon light and it's hard to see within.
13?
18.
A 13 and a what?
18.
18. Okay, I'll say Quidam, you are able to pick up through the doors. Also with your dark vision, you're picking up more shapes. It looks like you can see, similar to Guthmir's, but on a much larger scale, that you see someone pushing a now skinned carcass on some sort of rail system hooked up on an iron hook as they're wheeling it out of the way, and then you see a new carcass and it's got all the skin on it of some sort of cow, and you see an individual start going to work to remove it. So this looks to be some sort of like a loading dock, essentially, where they're offloading hides.
Okay.
By the way, real quick, I had to do a lot of research into slaughterhouses, and it was really weird and uncomfortable and sad. And so that's why I know some of these details. So
What was
yeah.
that word you used earlier about like the processing their hooves and stuff?
A knackery.
Knackery, yeah.
Knackery.
Yeah.
I had no idea what the hell that was. So yeah. Anyway, so that's what you see, and yeah, there is currently an individual right now throwing, just kind of getting this cart secure. And we'll say, it would make sense. There would be a horse attached to it. This like big draft horse, with the kind of fur or the hair at the hooves, as it's just sitting there, kind of.
Well, yeah. If people are walking on that, I'm happy to go. I'm just happy to just go up.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay, I will say, Quidam, you do notice with that perception check that the employees back here, because you were wearing a butcher's outfit, the employees back here are not butchers. They are in different garb. Because this is like a different aspect of the business, and obviously you don't see any porters, so it's a little odd. But yeah, if you want to go right up to the individual that's loading the cart.
That seems bad when you say it like that.
No, I'm
Okay.
giving you all the information you have, so that, because Quidam made that perception check, just so
It's gonna
that
be okay.
you know.
I have social anxiety. Lovelace does not have social anxiety.
Okay.
I have social anxiety though, and it's rear end.
Fair.
Okay.
I'm don't know why I'm speaking in Quidam's voice, because that's Claire's thought right there.
All right, I'll move you
Yeah.
all right up there, and as you're approaching, kind of clopping through the mud, Lovelace, Quidam, you walking up beside her, you can see that big stocky horse kind of as you approach, and this individual turns, hearing the splashing in the mud, and looks towards you, kind of scrunches their eyebrows, seeing the two of you approach. Kind of cock their head as you step up to them. What do you do?
Smile, nod, keep going, acting like I belong here, because I do.
Okay, where are you gonna go? Are you just gonna go right up the ramp where this guy is loading stuff?
Yeah, I mean we're
Okay.
following the trail.
Okay, you start going towards this ramp, and they kind of looking at you really confused, and they kind of hold a hand up.
I'm sorry, I'm new here. I seem to have lost the person who was helping me around.
Yeah, what are the two of you doing out here? Should be out in the front of the store. And what in the world are you doing back here?
We're supposed to come pick up something? Won't be a minute.
Supposed to like restock the front or something like that.
I don't know how the hell you got back here.
Make a deception check for me, both of you, please.
Can I help?
You can.
Yes. I'm picking up things. I'm strong. I flex.
Sorry, you want to help Quidam? I think for this one, because it's deception. Sure, go ahead. Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. I said it already. So Quidam, what'd you get?
17.
17. Okay. I'm gonna actually have this be a contested roll.
Man, I don't know why my social anxiety is flaring up so bad right
It's
now.
okay. It's okay. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't have the. Okay, well, I'll turn off my GM thing. This individual squints and looks at you.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go get somebody. I just don't recognize either of you, and you say you're new.
Oh, I
Need to
started
make
today.
sure. Well then, please just wait here, because we're getting a lot of new folks these days, and I gotta make sure that everything's just fine. If you don't
Sure
mind
thing.
just waiting.
Yeah.
And he does a quick. I can't do it, but he does a thing like that high pitch whistle, like to call somebody. And you see the individual that was skinning, they suddenly stop. And they come walking out. And this individual comes walking out with this big, long skinning knife and kind of twirls it, steps down. This like kind of younger woman with her hair like pulled up tight and, out of her face, kind of stretches.
Yeah, what are we dealing with here? Got some fresh blood?
Quite literally, yes.
Well, I'm gonna go check in with the boss about these new individuals that have come here. Keep an eye on them.
And this guy starts walking in.
Would like to look up one thing before he totally gets out of.
Yeah, he's walking into the
How many
store.
people are around? Are there witnesses? It might be time for violence.
I'll say that I'm gonna put this individual right here at the threshold as the two of you decide what you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. So, like, are there witnesses? I tried to do a real quick knockout blow.
Make a perception check real quick.
Okay, love to do those.
So you're trying to decide.
No, that's a 10.
You
Can't
just
tell.
see, yeah, you just see the two individuals there before you.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to cast Hold Person on the person the man who's walking away. If I can, I would like to do it such that the other person does not notice.
Okay, do
Just
slide
like
it, yeah.
brush up against.
Do sleight of hand.
Actually, I don't even need to. Yeah, I don't even need to touch them.
Yeah, so do a sleight of hand, and we'll see if they notice.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
So that's 20 right
Okay,
there.
yeah, there you go. Okay, so what do they make? A whiz save or a...
Yes, whiz save.
Okay, here we go. Wisdom. Okay. I'm gonna have to... Alright, they get a +1, I think? Yeah, here we go. Ready? I'll do this
No,
publicly.
I'm not ready.
They got a 5. Okay, so
Yeah.
so this guy starts walking in, and then suddenly just Lovelace, you just suddenly see them, and they stop moving, and the woman kind of turns. You all right?
What?
Is it
Just-
time for me to knock out? Like, I'm gonna just like make. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to give him a.
Are you gonna
Good
go
old
for the
non-lethal-
go for the woman who's she
Yeah.
she turns her back to you just for a second to look at this guy, and you want to try to run up and. Okay.
Can I push her inside?
You certainly can. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that
can
might-
try. Like, you know, it'll be basically like a contested athletics check. But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's fine though. I'm great at those.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's time to rage and push her inside.
All right. So as you focus in, and there is this rush, and you see a brief little pulse of light at Lovelace's feet, kind of coming up from the ground. Just and go ahead, Lovelace, as you charge forward to shove this woman inside. Are you just trying to shove him down onto the ground? What's your goal?
I want to
here?
get her out of sight, so
Got
then
it.
I can fight her more.
Okay.
Like and like disguise any like sounds that come out, like
And-
with all those like squealing pigs and like.
Got it. And are you
Sounds
trying?
combat,
Are you
essentially.
trying to shove her prone, or are you trying to like grapple onto her?
I'm trying to get her inside the building. Is there like a shove?
There is a shove. Yeah.
distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, shove
Yeah.
attack.
Shove attack. Okay, go ahead.
Or like, can I grapple then move in? Does that work?
Yeah. It's just yeah. You can totally do that. So let's just do an athletics, contested athletics check to grapple, and then you have half your movement. You can like move inside.
Okay, cool. And
think
since
that's
I'm
how it works.
raging, it's with advantage.
It is.
Cool. Oh my goodness.
That was a 10. Okay, let's see what I get.
Oh no. 3 and a 4.
I got a 19.
Oh.
Oh no.
It's just a flat
okay, I
roll.
would like
So
actions.
you-
No, I'm not a fighter.
You're not a fighter. So Lovelace, you come running up to grab onto this individual,
He's
and
strong.
as you go I mean, it was just a flat roll, no bonuses. I just rolled really high.
Yeah,
And as
and
you
I
go
didn't-
to grab them, it's not necessarily that they're strong. They just hear it and look at the last second and just immediately step out of the way as you whiff trying to grab onto them, and they turn looking at you wide-eyed, and then you watch as she and just slashes this blade straight at your throat.
Oh, that
Um,
makes me feel better that if we're in combat is fine.
Yeah, so this will we'll give her this one attack on you, and then we'll roll initiative, and I think we're gonna end there because we're at 9 o'clock.
Sounds good.
So
Oh, I feel so much better now. Oh, that's great. Fantastic.
I will
3 and a 4.
see. That's we don't want that person. Get them out of here. I know you. Okay, let me. Let's see. What did they get? Okay. So here we go. This will be a +4 bonus to this. To hit, a 14 to hit.
15, baby.
Ooh, okay. So she tries to slash at your throat, and you just last second pull away as it whiffs, and then she twirls it, getting ready to go in for another strike. And let's roll initiative, and we'll end there with the initiative order as we get ready for next week.
Oh boy.
I figure let's do
16.
this now so that we don't have to do it when we start next session. 16?
16.
Okay, keep that number in mind. I'm gonna grab these guys first. Let's roll 13 and they get 0. Boom.
Can't do anything against a 3 and a 4.
And they get a... Oh, I'm using the wrong one. Okay, that's okay. Boom. Ooh, it's a real bad roll.
That's okay.
That's okay, Nathan.
Okay, Lovelace got a 16. And what did you get, Quidam?
9.
Okay. All right, so as we end tonight's session, Lovelace charged in to try to grab this woman, and she ducked out of the way at the last second, smiles at you with this grin, and tries to slash your throat as you duck out of the way. We got company! As she shouts inside. And we're gonna end there. So, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. And we're gonna see what happens as Quidam and Lovelace go straight inside Hamhock Slaughterhouse at 3 in the afternoon. It's amazing. I love it. Honestly though, that was
so
like
red. Look how red I am.
that was like an incredible play of remembering those outfits, because I had completely forgotten about that.
Same.
Yeah. So
I take notes.
it was great. It was amazing. All right, well, you have one individual who's completely paralyzed and another one that whiffed. So we'll see what happens next time.
Okay. This might be a good time for another announcement. When we're done with this arc, we're going to have another post-mortem stream.
That's
I
right.
need to change my music. This is way too intense. Yeah, we're gonna chat about both the Slithering Tracker arc and the
Were-jackals. I know.
Were-jackal
That was all part of this adventure.
Yeah.
Just because it felt natural to go straight into this. So, yeah. Needless to say, I think I'm feeling pretty good that we'll probably be wrapping this up next session. You know,
That
one way or
seems
another.
probable.
There'll
Jail
be-
time for both of our adventures.
Yeah, there'll be some type of ending. Probably. And all
Our names
likelihood.
are on the list. We're fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And as we end tonight's session, we cut to a goblin with pitch black eyes as she mutters, "Lovelace, Quidam." No, I'm just kidding. Good night.